Okay, let's dive right in. The Facebook advertising platform, it's one of the most powerful marketing tools ever built. But let's be honest, for a lot of people, it feels like this complex, cash-eating machine that just does its own thing. So today, we're going to pop the hood, look at all the core parts, and I'm going to show you how to get behind the wheel of this thing and actually drive it toward real, profitable results. Does this look familiar? I mean, you've set up a campaign, you're putting money in every single day, but the sales, the leads, the results you want, they're just not showing up. It is hands down one of the most frustrating things for advertisers, and it's a huge red flag that a key part of your machine is just, well, it's broken. But here's the thing, the machine absolutely works. In 2024 alone, businesses are on track to spend over $164 billion on Meta's ad platforms. Now, they're not doing that for fun, right? They're doing it because when you operate this machine correctly, it becomes an incredibly profitable engine for growth. So the question isn't if it works, it's how do you make it work for you? And the answer always starts with building the right foundation. Before you even think about spending a single dollar, you have to install the machine's sensors. Without data, you are completely flying blind. You have no idea what's working, what isn't, or how to get better. This technical setup is, without a doubt, the most important first step, and it all revolves around something called the pixel. For years, the Meta Pixel was the go-to sensor. It's just a little piece of code you put on your website, and it talks back to Facebook. So when someone clicks your ad, goes to your site, and buys something, the Pixel fires and reports that conversion back to your ads manager. It's how you measure success. But it has a big, growing weakness. It depends entirely on browser cookies. And this right here shows a huge evolution in how we track things. For a long time, the Pixel sent data from the user's browser. That's the client side. The problem is that can be blocked by ad blockers and new privacy settings. The modern way to do it is with the Conversions API, or CAPI. This sends data directly from your server to Facebook's server. It's a direct line, way more reliable, and way more accurate, because it can't be blocked by browser issues. So why is this big shift happening? It's all about privacy. With Apple's iOS 14 updates and the slow death of third-party cookies, the whole internet is moving towards first-party data. Just relying on the old browser pixel, it's not going to cut it anymore. Setting up the Conversions API is now absolutely essential to future-proof your data and make sure your machine sensors are getting the cleanest signal possible. Okay, so your sensors are installed, they're feeding the machine good, clean data. Awesome. Now we need to program its GPS so it can actually find the right people. This process moves from being super broad to incredibly laser-focused. So let's break down how it works. For most advertisers, this is ground zero. It's called detailed targeting. This is where you tell Facebook, hey, go find people based on what you already know about them. Their age, where they live, and most importantly, their interests and behaviors. If someone likes a bunch of pages about hiking, Facebook says, okay, they're into the outdoors. It's powerful for sure, but you're still casting a really wide net. Now we're starting to get focused. Custom audiences are built from your own data. Remember those sensors we just set up? Well, now you can create an audience of, say, everyone who's visited your website in the last month, or maybe everyone who abandoned their shopping cart. You can even upload your customer email list. This is how you talk to people who already know who you are. It's your warmest audience, by far. And now for the magic. Seriously, this is arguably the most powerful tool in the entire Facebook ads machine. You give Facebook a high-quality custom audience. Let's say it's a list of your absolute best customers, and its AI goes out and finds millions of new people who look like them based on their demographics, their interests, their online behaviors, everything. You're basically using your best customers as a blueprint to find more of them. It's incredible. Building one is actually pretty straightforward, but you've got to be careful. You have to start with a quality source list because, garbage in, garbage out. Facebook suggests a list between 1,000 and 5,000 people to give its AI a strong pattern to work with. Then you just pick your country and you pick the size. A 1% lookalike represents the top 1% of people in that country who are most similar to your source list. It is the most precise option and usually the best place to start. So we've built the machine and we've programmed its GPS. Now it's time to add the fuel. Your ad creative, the image, the video, the words you use. This is what actually powers the whole system. You could have the most perfect audience in the world, but if your ad is bad, the whole thing goes nowhere. When you think about your creative, just remember this one thing. In a fast-scrolling social media feed, your image or your video does 90% of the heavy lifting. Its only job is to stop the thumb.
It has to grab someone's attention so you can earn the right for them to even read your headline. Before you write a single word, you have to nail that visual. A great ad really does a few key jobs. The visual has to grab the attention. The headline needs to offer a clear benefit. The copy should explain your unique value proposition. That's the one thing that makes you different or better than anyone else. And finally, a super clear call to action, or CTA, like shop now or learn more, tells people exactly what you want them to do next. Every single piece has to work together. Here are some quick, proven tips to keep in mind. Keep your videos short and punchy. Think under 20 seconds. Since most people are watching with the sound off, captions are absolutely non-negotiable. Period. Using numbers in headlines, like 3 ways to, is a classic trick that still works wonders for grabbing the eye. And most importantly, always be testing. Never just assume you know which ad is going to work best. Let the data tell you.
And that brings us to our final pillar, optimization. So many people think you just launch a campaign and you're done. The truth is, that's when the real work actually begins. You have to watch the machine, read the data coming from your sensors, and constantly make little adjustments to get the best possible performance. This is a huge mindset shift. Every dollar you spend isn't just to get a sale, it's to buy data. It's to learn what actually works. You are constantly getting feedback from the market. Which audience is responding better? Which ad is getting more clicks? And you use that information to make smarter and smarter decisions tomorrow.
Here's a perfect example of why you need to be watching your campaigns. It's called ad fatigue. Look at this data. When someone sees the exact same ad for the 5th time, your cost per click can nearly double. Why? Well, the ad gets stale, people start ignoring it, and Facebook actually charges you more to show it. If you're not paying attention, ad fatigue will silently eat your budget alive. So how do we fight ad fatigue and just generally improve our performance? Through A/B testing or split testing. It's simple. You create 2 versions of an ad where you change only one thing, maybe the image or the headline, and you run them against each other to see which one wins. And the golden rule here is to only test one thing at a time. If you change both the image and the headline, you'll have no idea which change actually made the difference. So where do you start? Focus your tests right here for the biggest potential wins. Test a completely different audience. You might unlock a whole new market. Pit an image against a video to see what format your audience really prefers. Honestly, even a tiny change in a headline or the call to action button can lead to massive improvements. Start here for the biggest impact. So I'll leave you with this final thought. When you look at your Facebook Ads Manager, don't just see it as an expense report. Start seeing it as a learning lab. Every campaign, every ad set, every single ad is an experiment. And by building that solid foundation, finding the right people, crafting a great message, and then constantly optimizing, you can turn your ad budget from being a cost into your single most valuable investment.